Hey there, guys. So today we have another review, and this is a beer courtesy of Josh. Thank you so much for sharing this beer. This is Xocoveza Charred, a beer I've actually never tried. I'm really looking forward to this. I gave a great rating to Xocoveza. I really think Stone is doing amazing stuff with stuff like Xocoveza. So this is their Xocoveza Stout, brewed with coffee, spices, and Asian bourbon barrels. So it is the base beer with bourbon barrels. Comes in at 10%. So imagine, I guess the barrels really offered a rich amount of flavor and alcohol to the beer. So to bump it up, that I believe maybe 0.5%, maybe actually a good amount. I believe I'll post in the comments below, in the descriptor below, what the ABV should be. But I think that's a good amount of bumped up ABV to 10%. So the beer comes in a nice black color. I mean, it's not the darkest beer. It might be under 40 SRM, maybe like a 35 or something, but really nice and dark. You're not getting too much on the glass sticking in, and the head is not too much head on that. Let's get the aroma. Nice and spicy. You get pepper flavor, cinnamon, fresh, bright cinnamon. It smells a little bit like Christmas. I know we're into almost March, but you get a little bit of that kind of like Christmassy, kind of like cinnamon kind of thing. Hints of vanilla, hints of vanilla coming through, a little bit of that milk chocolate cocoa kind of thing. Not too deep and intense. But yeah, it's mostly sweet, nice and seasonal. They're really nice. Cheers. First time trying this beer, by the way. Oh, wow, really nice. Oh, fantastic. That's really good. First thing you notice is that there's a nice amount of sweetness. It's a candied sweetness. It's a little bit like a sugary chocolate flavored candy. Chocolate / coffee flavored hard candy. You get that sugary sweetness throughout, and it's lingering on the back palate as well, on the back end of the palate. But up front, get a little bit of that chili flavor from the Xocoveza, cinnamon going through, vanilla, lots of vanilla. A nice kind of like French vanilla creamer kind of thing. It's just intensely, a little bit artificial, but it's leaning towards that like intensity of creamer. Not too intense on the roasted malt quality. Definitely not that kind of big, robust imperial stout kind of quality. It's more of that kind of medium roasted malt. Reminders of a rich porter. Or what Xocoveza generally tastes like, with this kind of like stout porter kind of quality. Not really exactly at the imperial stout kind of richness, but at 10%, this beer is quite dangerous. First thing you notice for 10% is that the mouthfeel drinks similar to Xocoveza. Xocoveza in the end was not a richly mouthfeel kind of beer, but yeah, I will say the spice is pretty subdued, not getting too much heat. Maybe tickles the back of the throat, but a really well integrated beer. The Xocoveza was a much more spice forward beer, but this is really subtle for that base beer. Bourbon's not very obvious. It calms everything down very nicely. Again, I draw the analogy to a lot of beers that they have peaks and valleys, and this smooths out that Xocoveza kind of experience. You don't get big punches throughout. It's pretty like calm throughout, but you do get strong flavors. Again, you get the pepper flavor, the cinnamon, and actually I'm going to read the label, because I didn't actually read the label. It's really cool too, that they put it on the label, and you can sort of compare your notes. Rich coffee, dark chocolate, nutmeg and cinnamon in the aroma. Okay, definitely can agree with that. Nutmeg and the cinnamon and everything with that. Charred oak and toffee. The oak, I can sort of see like an underlying kind of light kind of oak quality, but I certainly get a little bit of toffee quality. Again, not too aggressive, but lingering pasilla pepper. Soft oak. That's the flavor I get. Soft oak. It's a light woodiness and a exceptionally long finish in this intensely rich and satisfying beer. So very satisfying, very good beer. I do think it pushes up Xocoveza to a little bit of another level. It doesn't do anything crazy to the beer, but I do think certainly better. One of the best stone beers I had. Granted, I haven't had too many of their barrel-aged beers, but really well-balanced beer. This might be one of the best stone beers I've ever had. Then again, for 10%, I really wish a little bit more lush kind of qualities, a little bit more sweetness underlying this beer, a little bit more bourbon quality, a little bit more heat. This is not on the level of something like a barrel-aged Abraxas, or even something that's not barrel-aged, like a Mexican cake, or an Abraxas, or Hunapoo. It just elevates the base beer a little bit. $97 minus on this? I'm going to go with a 96 on this. Straight 96. So, really well-balanced beer. Awesome stuff. Yeah, it really smooths out those flavors in Xocoveza. Really wonderful adjuncts coming through a little bit with that bourbon. As I drink more, the bourbon is sort of coming through on the back of the palate. You get a little bit of heat, you get a little bit of spice, you get a little bit more of the oak, a little bit of that kind of like lingering bourbon quality going down, heat going down. So until next time, guys, cheers. Thank you so much. Later.